Good day there, everybody. Just Brett and Mike here, sitting down. Wanted to reach out to everybody and say thank you for all your support over the past week and a half, and continued support for the foreseeable future with everything going on in the world today. So we're going to sit down, talk about that, and talk to Mike about his weekend during the Age Group Online Qualifier and how that weekend went. And we'll kind of go from there.
So yeah, just to what Brett was saying before we get started, I also want to make a big thank you to everybody. This has been a tough, last week or so for everybody, and it just makes us extremely thankful for everybody like continuing as our members. We want to give you guys as much value as we can in the coming days and weeks, but to make sure that you know how thankful we are that you're continuing to be members with us. Running a gym is not something you make a lot of money on, so it's important to us to kind of keep all that moving. So your continued support during this time means more than you think to us, and each and every one of you, we appreciate what you're doing. So thank you for that.
Yeah, we appreciate you sticking with the community, and whether it be on social media, on Sugarwad, reaching out to us, sending us thank yous, whatever it has been, we appreciate everything that you bring into the community and to us, and we thank you for your continued support. Like Mike said, we're just trying to do our best to give you as much as we can, and if you need anything from us, just please reach out during this time, and we'll keep on trucking through this together.
Right on.
Good. So it's kind of, as you know, a few of our athletes, Mike Ives and Annika Greer, had been competing in the Age Group Online Qualifier to qualify for the CrossFit Games, which are going to happen, or hopefully going to happen this summer. That was happening the weekend before all kind of this happened with COVID-19. We have plans to sit down after this and kind of talk about how it went. So we're just getting that to you now. So Mike's going to tell you a little bit about the process so that he went through from last fall until now a little bit, and we'll chat about it here.
Cool. Great. So basically last fall, actually can go back a little bit more, a little over a year ago, started doing more I started doing like the programming that Brett was giving me more and more, and I started to see some significant differences. Felt certainly more competitive. Going to events like Atlas Games and stuff was helping. So this past fall, the Open had shifted to October, which now was a very smart move by CrossFit. I don't know if they had a crystal ball, but having the Open this time of year would have been pretty bad. So what happened was that during that, I ended up doing quite well. It was my second year as a person in the 50 to 54 division, and I'd come, I think, 23rd, 24th in the previous year, and actually this year moved up the rankings into the 18th spot. So, which is very exciting. I'd always shot for that top 20 because up until last year, that was the cohort that went to the games. So super happy to get there.
So the Open was 5 weeks, right, where you did one workout every week?
Yeah, so you have a chance then to kind of reduce some. It's a little more relaxed, although when the workout gets released, all you do is just kind of live that workout for the whole week. And some people get a little more crazy about it than others. I try to manage that, and you would say, okay, no, this is a one and done, or no, you can do this one again. And I just trusted you on that, which worked out great.
Yeah, and then after the Open, you finished in 18th, you said?
18th. Yeah. So what they did is then they invited the top 200 in each of those brackets. Annika's, for example, the 16, 17 girls. I'm the men's 50 to 54. So I think in my group there was 7,200. The top 200 then went from there. So we had kind of, the goal was to try and hold that top 20 spot somewhere in there. I remember you and I were for coffee one day, and just out of the blue, you just kind of blurted out and said, I think you can make top 15.
I remember we were discussing some other things with the gym, and I remember leading up to this year, this would be back in probably December, January, and we were prepping for it, and I knew that you could improve for sure. And so, you did.
So that was cool. And it was like, okay, so top 15 was kind of the stretch goal. So after this one, I ended up 13th. I was super happy with that. It was great.
Yeah. And so the online, for those of you who don't know, the online qualifier is to qualify for the CrossFit Games. It was released. There's 6 workouts that are released on Thursday night at 5 p.m. Pacific time or 9 p.m. our time, and then you have the next 4 days from Thursday night to Monday night to complete all 6 workouts. You can do them as many times as you want to, and then they take from there. The top 10 will go to the CrossFit Games in each division. So Mike and Annika, and I know from around here, Colleen McQuaid and Heather Wood completed those from CrossFit Quispam-Sis. So Mike did those 6 workouts over the course of the weekend. And so what was your favorite workout, Mike? Which one was your favorite from that weekend?
Well, I enjoyed the bar muscle up one. Was kind of a fun one to do because there was a lot of strategy in there, trying to manage the grip, etc.
So what was the bar muscle up one?
It was 3 rounds. You had to do 9 bar muscle ups and 18 toes to bar, which doesn't sound like much. It's not a huge number of reps. It's not like you're doing 50 of something or in a row, but it was all about, kind of holding everything together and pacing through that. So that was a kind of a cool one to do. But I guess, in the moment, the favorite one was the 5th one, the heavy lift.
The
heavy clean and jerk. So you could do it any time over the weekend. You could just, as long as you just did a video of you lifting the bar up and putting it down, and of course you have to announce your division and the year, so they can't just from before.
So why was that your favorite workout of those 6?
Just there was some really great energy in the room at the time, but more so, I had hit it earlier in the weekend and I hit 245, which for me was probably quite a while since I had hit anything even close to that. You had me doing a lot of training in that kind of 80% area, and every now and then I get up to that, but I couldn't hit it. So then on the Friday night I tried it, and it was like, oh, okay, cool. This is I hit 245 and kind of felt good about it. And then on the last night, the Monday night before the submission, he said, well, let's try and take another shot at it. So we did. Had hit another workout earlier in the day, and I was still pretty sore. My back was lit up from a couple of big workouts before that. And set it up and put the little fractional plates on, so we get that extra pound on there. But we did went for 251, failed it, and then took a few seconds and then tried again, failed it, and then walked up to it on that 3rd try and went as hard as I could and stood it up, which was cool. There was a lot of just kind of getting your head into the right place. So for me, it was kind of more of a mental victory. Like the strength was there, all the preparation had happened. Now it was just about kind of effort, not just physically but mentally.
And I think that's with competition. Like I said, in competition, the energy's high, the adrenaline's high. People are there supporting, cheering you on. And I think that's the beauty of competition, is it can lead to those moments where you can do things that you once thought were impossible. And I think that for you, it's been the strength portion of your training has significantly improved your technique, your capacity to move weight. I think that's really, really improved. And so it's good. It's funny to say that you said the body weight or the gymnastics one was one of your favorite moments, but also in the same sentence that heavy lift was your favorite moment. I think that goes to show kind of the work that you put in over the past year and a half, 2 years, 10 years that you've been doing CrossFit.
Yeah, and when those 2 events, like the body weight one was all about grip. And grip and heavy, that hurt me last year. So this was something that I had to work a lot on physically, but also mindset wise. Being able to fail it and fail it again, and then to stay in the moment and actually hit it was cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what was probably the most challenging moment of the whole weekend? You said you have your favorite moments. Like there was obviously not all rainbows and butterflies all the time. So what was probably the most challenging part of the weekend, or challenging moment?
The hardest moment, I suppose, just from pure physical kind of gut check, was that 100 burpees in the 3rd event. Like to do 100 dumbbell snatches and then 50 cal row, and then it finished with 100 burpees. And I've done a lot of burpees over the last year too, but just to, again, like, you can do it. Everything hurts. Your low back is fried. It was, I think, the last workout I did.
Sunday morning, I remember Sunday morning you did it. You had a good crowd in there.
Yeah, and it was just trying to grind through that and not stop when your body's screaming at you to stop and you're
Mhm.
wanting to stop and you know you have to keep going. And because if you know you even slow down a bit,
Yeah.
a second of burpee over 100 burpees is 100 and it's almost 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So
Good math there.
it's fast math.
Yeah, fast math.
But yeah, so, and you're doing that math and you're doing these, right? You're saying,
Oh
okay,
yeah.
just get to 10. And then you do another, so okay, do 10 more. And you're just trying to keep focused,
Yeah.
as you do it.
Awesome. So safe to say you're pretty proud of that workout as well. You're pretty proud of how the weekend went.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm very happy for myself. Really happy, with the support from everybody.
Yeah.
Like one of the prouder moments was actually, watching Annika staying composed on Friday night. She kept ripping her, her grips
Yeah.
and she tore a grip. And I was
I don't
okay.
think I'll ever forget that night.
Start another work and she'd tear another one and she'd start another work and she'd tear another one.
Yeah.
And it just, for you to rip a grip at any time is a rare thing.
Yeah.
She ripped, I think, through 3 pairs.
We get 3 pairs, maybe 4 attempts at it before the 5th one she finished it.
Yeah, so she went to, so then, she's like 1 or 2 rounds into that workout with the pull-ups and the snatches, I think it was.
Yeah, pull-ups
Or
and
her squats.
yeah.
And, God love her. She kept going and, and then she got through that workout with a really good score. And there was like 9 or 10 at night. I remember there was, just us there. Hannah was there too. And then Annika walked up and she hit a PR lift, 235 for second in the world.
Yeah.
So like just again, like I saw improvements in my mindset, but being proud of that in the lift, but to see her do it too, right? Which was a really cool moment. So I was really proud, kind of in a more global sense of what we were doing as athletes, what you did for us as a coach, and just generally the community as a whole, everybody.
And I think that's the most important thing to remind for myself anyways. It's a community event. Like, you don't get there without the support of the 782 family, right?
Yeah.
You don't get out there with Greg being there to judge. Harrison's there, taking care of your bodies from your active health. Your wife and your daughter Hannah there to support you.
Yeah. A lot people just coming in to support, and it was funny. That was the weekend as the COVID-19 thing was starting to rapidly evolve. So it was like the first night everybody's there, and there wasn't anything really saying not to. And then we're like, okay, we're seeing more and more. And then I think it was Sunday, we made the call to close the gym, and even then there was fewer people coming in. But even when they were like, okay, we got to be socially distant. And we weren't doing classes at that time either, but it was I think Saturday was our last class, maybe Sunday
morning. Sunday morning, and then we made that decision Sunday early
after
afternoon, and then you guys finished the weekend Monday. But there's a lot of support online. I know you've received a lot of messages from a lot of different people around the world. So what are your next steps? What are your kind of next steps, plans over the next few months with everything going on with COVID-19? What's your training going to look like? What are your goals, etc.?
Well, being top 13, it's only top 10 that go to the gym. Like, it was just last year that they moved it to top 20. So I'm not really holding out, a whole lot. I'll make it to the games, but it's nice to be close enough that they ask for your videos and that. So that's cool.
Yeah, that's great.
Just kind of waiting to see what comes up with some local comps. And there's certain sanctional size events or larger events that have a masters division. So looking at that, and some of that will depend on, what's the lay of the land over the next little bit too. I'm hopeful that, everybody acting responsibly now will kind of flatten the curve, as we've all said. And some of these events will come back sooner than later, but I think, we've got to wait and see what happens with that. So, so beyond that, just keep the fitness up in the garage, in the driveway, and do everything we can to support all of our members here at the gym. That to me is really what's the most important thing here right now, so that we can all kind of share in that and keep our heads on and go from there.
Good, man. Well, thank you for sitting down, taking this time to chat with us. And again, thank you to everybody out there that has supported Mike and supported the 782 family through this tough time that weekend and then this past 10 days with the COVID-19. And thank you for everything you're doing to help us flatten the curve, help the community and PEI as a whole flatten the curve. So again, thank you, and thank you for supporting 782, and we'll be in touch over the next few days.
Great. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Brad.
We'll see you.
Bye now.